So he is very loving, very affectionate, but he's a lot. We've always said that Kolbe's theme song is Love Hurts.
Kolbe is a loving, passionate, energetic young man who loves cars and loves his family and loves being around people.
He loves to the point where it's painful, and he doesn't understand his own strength.
Yeah, so with Kolbe being the fifth child in the family, my wife and I knew that he was not developing fast enough. We went to Kennedy Krieger's John Hopkins in Baltimore, and they were able to do a genetic sequencing test, and they found that he had a mutation deletion on the FOXP1 gene.
They printed off a piece of paper and they said, here, this is all we know. Kolbe was actually the, I think, 10th in the country who had this diagnosis, 15th in the world. FOXP1 is very close to autism. A lot of kids have an autism diagnosis along with FOXP1. Kolbe does not have an autism diagnosis. Everything that FOXP1 is, Kolbe is.
As he got to become older and his needs became more in a different way, it just restricted us on a lot of things that we could do that other families with kids with special needs, can't do.
I always had this ideal, an ideal of how my family would look. Once we found out we were gonna have child number 5, we were ecstatic. And then once we started to realize that there was something off with Kolbe, we were definitely concerned.
Not being able to go to the movies, not being able to go out and eat at restaurants as much, having to drive 2 cars to a sports game because if Kolbe starts to have a meltdown, one of us can drive him home. So a lot of times, we're quote unquote stuck in the house because that's how we gotta live with Kolbe and his challenges.
I would lay down my life for any one of my children, but for him, I am horrifically protective and would do anything for him because I know that there's so much that he can't do for himself.
It's difficult. If I were to say it was easy, I would be lying. You have everything from, still having to wipe a person that's 13 years old to helping them in the shower, putting them to bed, feeding them, making them change their pull-up. There's a lot of different things that families with 13, normal healthy 13-year-olds don't have to do. So it is really challenging.
It's hard. It's really hard. We've had so many sacrifices that we've had to give up. Our family life is not normal. We have to take into consideration where we go and how he would respond to where we are and what that would look like. And his siblings have given up a lot because there's so much that we can't do with a special needs child, and it's really hard to know that our other kids, our older kids, have had to give up that much, but it's really hard because we don't have a normal life. There's nothing normal about our house. From, our vacations to our holidays to our everyday normal life, coming home from school at the end of the day.
It depends on the kid, right? And certain kids, we have to give up certain things. And for Kolbe, a lot of it is what, today's day and age we would call normalcy. So the ability to go out to restaurants, ability to go out on date nights with my wife or get away for a short trip. We recently went away for a work trip that I had earned. It was the first time in 13 years my wife and I had been away.
We have given up social activities. We can't go to parties. We aren't able to go to social events. We can't go to festivals. We've given up all of that stuff. Like, that's just not in our...
All the sporting events for the kids growing up. One of us staying home to watch Kolbe, and the other one going to the event. A lot of times I had to give up going to Emma softball tournaments because I wanted mom to have an enjoyable time and get out from being a stay-at-home mom of a special needs kid. So there's just a lot of different things that we've sacrificed, over time that, normal families or families without special needs children haven't had to do.
Fireworks on the 4th of July is really difficult because he's overstimulated by the noise. Going to restaurants is very difficult. There's no social life for us anymore. I would not trade it for him in a heartbeat. I would not trade anything for him.
Do you love mom and dad?
Yeah,
How much do you love mom and dad?
100.
100. Do you love your siblings? Do you love your brothers and your sisters?
Yeah,
How much do you love them?
500.
500.